Hey, sixth graders. We are reviewing today for a Unit 3 test. I will try and get through this as quickly as possible because I know that it takes a while and your test will take a little bit. So please feel free to pause and check something out or go back if you need to, but I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. So here we go. So we first looked at counting on a number line. So you always start at 0, you count that many spaces away, and then the direction, which indicates negative or positive, basically. We talked about real life situations of positive, negative, and 0. So if you're below sea level, you would be a negative, above positive, and 0 is at sea level. So negative 30, 15, 0. We talked about opposites. So the opposite of a positive is going to be a negative. The opposite of a negative is going to be a positive unless it's 0. The opposite of 0 is 0. So here we have these. Then we looked at finding between what two numbers a number is located on a number line, so especially with fractions. So we located negative 7/4 here between negative 8/4 and negative 6/4. We looked at real life numbers on a number line, ordering them. So from least to greatest, negative 20, negative 19, and then on the number line. I think I skipped opposites of an opposite, so I apologize. I definitely remember putting it on here. So the opposite of an opposite is the original number. So if you have negative 12, its opposite is 12, and the opposite of that is going to be negative 12. Okay, so here we're ordering the numbers from greatest to least. 1/8, 0, negative 5, 1/5, negative 1/3. We wrote inequality statements. So from least to greatest, remember that the mouth of the alligator always wants to eat the bigger number. So it's always going to be facing the bigger number. We looked at absolute value, which is the distance between the number and 0 on a number line, and then the magnitude of a measurement is the absolute value of its measure. So here we had the absolute value of 10 written as 10 between the two brackets, and then it is 10. We looked at a real life example. She had a negative balance, so negative 45, but what was the magnitude of the overdraw? It was 45, so she overdrew it by 45. That's how many spaces. Negative 45 is from 0. Ordering numbers, so the ordering can change, remember, if you order by absolute value. So order the following from least to greatest. Now, or if you order it by their absolute value, it's a different order. Okay. We looked at coordinate planes. So 5, negative 2 refers to a 5 positive on the x-axis, which is the horizontal line, a negative 2 on the y-axis, which is the vertical, up and down. We looked at the different quadrants. So 0, 0 is the origin. You have 1, which is both positive numbers. 2, which is going to be a positive y and negative x. 3 is both negatives. 4 is a positive x, negative y. We looked at similarities of coordinates, differences of coordinates, similarities, differences in location, and then the relationship between coordinates and location on the plane. So if you remember, similarities could be the same y coordinates, the same x coordinates, or the same absolute value. Those are just some examples. Differences would be that x coordinates are opposites, y coordinates are opposites, or both are opposite. So 3 and negative 3 are opposites. Similarities in location. So the points could both be 4 units above the x-axis, 3 units away from y. 3 units to the right of y and 4 units away from the x-axis. Differences in location, so one is 3 units to the right while the other is 3 units to the left of the y-axis. And then relationship between coordinates and location, so the x-coordinates are opposites, so the points lie on opposite sides of the y-axis. Because opposites have the same absolute value, both points lie the same distance from the y-axis, and the points lie the same distance above the x-axis, so the points are symmetrical about the y-axis. So basically, if you reflect one, like a mirror, across the y-axis, they would be on the same spot. We looked at the x and y-axis, origin, and quadrants, and we just talked about that with the picture. Distance between two ordered pairs, so finding that. So for negative 4, 0, and 5, 0, you find the absolute values, 4 and 5, And because they're on opposite sides of 0, you add them together. So the distance between those two is 9. We looked at, are the points on the same horizontal or vertical line? So 0, -2, and 0, 9. Because the x is the same, they are on the same y-axis, which is the vertical line. Sorry. Opposite sides of 0, so -2, absolute value plus 9 is 11. So here we have another one, 11 and 4, 2 and 11. They do not lie on the same horizontal or vertical because they do not share a common x or y coordinates. So let's just look at one more quick example with distance because we want to do one that's on the same side. Okay, so if we have 0, -6, 0, -11, they're on the same side, so you still find their absolute values, but you subtract them. So 11 minus 6 is 5, so their distance is 5. Okay. Coordinates of one endpoint of a line segment are -2, -7. The line segment is 12 units long. We looked at possible coordinates of the line segment's other endpoint. So if opposite sides of 0, +2, so what is it? It would be 10, -7. You could do same sides of 0, which would be -14, -7, or opposite sides with the -7, which is -25. Okay? That's it. Like I said, I wanted to go through it fast so that you would have plenty of time to go on work on your test. Please go back if there's something you're still not sure about. Please let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, have a great day and good luck on your test.